we got a Punisher special on Disney Plus coming. And there was some confusion. People were like, "Oh, I thought this was a movie. Oh, I thought this was a TV series." No, this is a one shot that they are finally bringing back to Disney Plus, which I think is a fantastic idea. And this bad boy was not only starring John Bernthal, but it was also written by him as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. This is co-written by John Bernthal. And this comes to us from our boys at Superhero Hype. They say the Punisher One Last Kill trailer gives MCU fans plenty of reasons to be excited about the upcoming TV special. One Last Kill is being released on Disney Plus next month, directed by Reynaldo Marcus Green. The project will once again see John Bernthal reprise his role as MCU's Frank Castle's Punisher. The first full-length trailer for One Last Kill was just released this past week, and there's plenty in the footage to dig into and get excited about. We are going to talk about 5 things that should have Marvel Studio fans excited about and hyped for the Punisher special. Kenny, let's get into it.
Let's go.
The first one is one unbeknownst to some fans and Kenny. John Bernthal is co-writing the Punisher one shot, One Last Kill. Bernthal is not only starring as our boy Frank, but he also co-wrote the screenplay for the special with the director Green. This marks his first credited work as a writer, which is plenty of reason to get excited, as it shows this is a passion project he very, very much cares about. Bernthal knows the MCU Punisher character perhaps better than anyone, so his involvement behind the camera means he's really doing everything he can to make sure this project pleases fans. Kenny, what do you think of our boy John Bernthal being a co-writer on the special?
I'm interested in seeing what parts of the show that he was responsible for writing. I do get trepidation sometimes when I hear about actors writing their own characters, and the only reason why is because there's been some instances where that did not turn out as well. However, I do feel like John Bernthal is the type of person who knows his character inside and out at this point, really has a clear vision of what he wants his character to be. And because it's a one-shot, a special presentation, there's not pressure to just write an entire episodic, like a 8-episode season, because that could be difficult. And I'm sure doing this isn't easy either. But I do feel like when you have, look, I just want to do one essentially short story, probably 40, 45 minutes long, maybe 50 minutes long, something of that nature. I do think that you have a better chance of writing something that is a little bit more tight, constrained, and gets to the point. That's why special presentations, I think, are the way to go, especially for some of our minor characters who will end up on Marvel TV. Like, these are the types of shows that they should do. So, for example, Moon Knight should have been a special presentation. It just should have been, right?
Or a movie.
Or a movie. Yeah.
It's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. So some of those, honestly, I even feel like, what is Miss Marvel? Miss Marvel, a show I thoroughly enjoyed.
Oh, I loved it.
Could have been better as a special presentation because you could have got all that done in like.
Yeah, you could. So,
yeah. Even though I really did, I enjoy that show quite a bit. So I'm excited to see what John Bernthal came up with or came up with, and I feel like I trust him more so than I trust someone like
me.
What is that? You say Bane?
Oh no, I said me.
No. But the person who plays Bane, who I can't, my brain.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy with Venom, because
right.
Whew, don't let him do that again. But yeah,
you're a loser, Eddie.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I would say, well, I have a lot of things to say. One, I think our boy John Bernthal
Ooh, ooh, I
is
like
the
that.
best representation of Punisher that we have ever seen on screen. And
Agreed.
there have been a good amount of Punisher actors that have all had their own take and they've done okay. But the
Yeah,
way that John Bernthal plays the Punisher, it's like he was ripped from the pages and put on the screen. It is
right.
so accurate to the core of who Frank Castle and Punisher is that now I really can only see John Bernthal playing this character.
Agreed.
To me, he is up there with the castings of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, those ones that are like synonymous with those characters. I really think
Hmm.
John Bernthal is a top 5 comic book character casting of all time, in my
Absolutely.
opinion. And the fact
Absolutely.
that he is so in love with this character that he had the story in this way in, and Marvel was like, yes, let's do it. That sounds great. We'll give you 50 minutes. That speaks a lot to how well he knows this character, that he knew
Yep.
exactly the type of story that they needed to tell before he got to Spider-Man, and they were on board in a big bad way because they had ideas for bringing Punisher into Spider-Man. And you best believe they wouldn't want like a story beforehand, a couple months coming out to ruin that. But they thought, no, the story that John Bernthal put in front of us actually makes it more intuitive and gives it more understanding of where he's at by the time that we see him in Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
that's just speaks so much to how well John Bernthal knows this character.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
great bridge, if anything.
mhm,
It's a great
100%.
bridge in a way, a great way to promote Spider-Man coming up. You have
Mhm.
one of the main characters who's going to be playing a major role in this film that
You love me.
you're asking someone to watch a 50-minute special presentation rather than 2 seasons of Punisher. I think that's a
Mhm.
much easier ask for the general public. The one thing that is really interesting to me, though, is that you mentioned about it being that appetizer before we get to Spider Man.
Right.
I'm really interested in why it's called One Last Kill because to me that told me, oh, Punisher's dying at the end of this, but we know that he's in Spider Man.
Mm,
So that's where I'm kind of like one last kill.
that's
Is he
interesting.
going to say, "Oh, I'm not killing again"? Because that I don't see that happening either. So so I'm really curious to see what that tagline is.
The next thing that we noticed in this trailer,
Hmm.
Violent Frank isn't going away anytime soon.
No,
We know that
no.
the Punisher will be in Spider-Man 4. While we
Hmm.
don't know how big of a role Frank will have in that movie, it will obviously be different in tone than One Last Kill. But those who were afraid that, Bernthal's inclusion in that movie means we might be done with the gritty, violent Frank, they have nothing to fear. He's
Right.
on a mission in this trailer, and that mission certainly is going to involve a lot of bloodshed. And we saw a
Lot.
lot of headshots and a lot of
Hmm.
brutality in this one shot special that I think is really going to satisfy people that were maybe scared that Disney was going to nerf the Punisher as he's going into Spider-Man. What did you
Yeah.
think about seeing the brutality in this trailer?
It felt like home. It felt like Punisher. It felt like what
Mhm.
I expect to see
Mm.
from Punisher. I don't know if I'm imagining this, but didn't he use like a Gatling gun at one point in the trailer? I'm
I
not sure if
don't
I'm
know. I
imagining.
mean, I know he uses it at the end of Daredevil season 2 when he mows down the
Yeah.
hand on the roof.
Mhm.
I don't know if he got the
Yeah.
Gatling gun again. I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Great callback.
Maybe
Great,
maybe I'm just
great
imagining that. But
action
yeah,
scenes. By the
Yep.
way, as you were saying, great
Mhm.
action scenes. Like Frank looks incredible in it. Like the trailer definitely lets us know there won't be a shortage of violence or action. There's like brief glimpses that we see of Frank like jumping through glass or shooting someone. Like it all looks pretty incredible. And there
Yeah.
surely will be loads more that we haven't seen yet. What did you think of the action in the trailer?
It looks great. Like even like from a production standpoint, like from just the look of the show itself
Mm-hmm.
looks very like faithful to like what a Punisher show or comic book would look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, the action looks incredible, and that's really what you're going to sell people on. You're going to give people the moral compass, but what people are really going to be there for is what's going to draw people in is the violence, and they'll stay for the character. So the violence looks really good in this.
Um, I also wanted to pay or allude to the fact that Frank's MCU future is looking bright. Um, we see, one last. Oh my Siri keeps popping up. I gotta disable that. See, like in the One Last Kill trailer, it seems to be focusing on Frank's fighting his demons once and for all. Like once it's over, once he's completed his last kill, as you were saying, it surely will not be his last and is ready to leave the past behind him. Like we know he'll be in Spider-Man, but obviously there's tons and tons of Punisher comics out there that can be adapted. So it seems like he's in Daredevil Born Again, season 1, Punisher Last Kill, Spider-Man. It doesn't seem like we're going to be done with Frank because there's all sorts of directions that he can take him in and all sorts of tones and ratings, as we can see, going into Spider-Man, going into something more brutal like Last Kill. So it seems like we're going to be seeing Frank for the foreseeable future, which I'm
Yeah,
really excited about.
I would not be surprised if Frank ended up being seen at the end of the season of Daredevil at all.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like what I think maybe not because writing and they might be going in a different direction. I also don't see Frank as the type of person who will be locked up in a cage by Kingpin and just let that go. So that's
Right.
so maybe he will be back, maybe not. But I do think that we're going to see quite a bit. We might see him 4 times this year.
Oh, 4.
Do we get a little Frank Castle
Explain.
will return at the end of Spider-Man? Do you think we get a little bit of Frank Castle will return?
Doomsday. You think we're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
Doomsday? Doomsday
Mm-hmm.
Punisher?
Maybe
Interesting.
he'd be
I
like,
don't know if I see him fitting into that. I would love it though. That would be epic. It's
it
just
would be.
crazy. Like you're gonna get Frank in there and not Daredevil. Like that's wild to me.
Is there? I guess Daredevil's not in it. Is
Yeah.
Daredevil not in it?
No. I
I,
mean,
I guess that would be very.
as far as we know,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like it. But man, I really really love this trailer. It seems
Yeah.
brutal. It seems personal with Frank's demons that he's continuously battling. It
Yep.
is so it is so like of who the character is, the core of the character, and
Mm-hmm.
he's such a complex hero that we just need more of that in the MCU, and Frank Castle's Punisher gives us that. It's what the MCU needs moving forward, and so we better be getting more Frank after
Yep.
Spider-Man, but we will have to wait and see. So let us know what you guys think. Did you see the Punisher trailer? Erica says, Punisher,
Let's
let's
go.
go. CC says he's my favorite Marvel character. I've watched Punisher season 2 8 times. I think I've
Nice.
watched it a billion times because I love season 2 more than season 1 in a lot of ways. But did this give you hope that they are going to do the character of Punisher justice in his one shot special? Or do you need to see a little bit more? Drop a comment
Mhm.
below and let us know your guys' thoughts.